Thank you, Tracy. Speaking of thinking it was going to be irrelevant, I thought the cover of the poetry book was going to be as well. And our next poet up tonight is Jolene Kim. Jo wasn't fully aware she was a poet until two high school teachers, both passionate fans of poetry, read her poems and said, "Duh." Regardless of the poem's subject, style, or form, when you hear the pleasing rhythms of Jo's poems, you are lulled into listening and feeling. Jo's poetry reflects her family life, which is budding and blossoming with love and children, her bond with nature, and devotion to her spiritual life. Here's Jo.
All right, so the first poem that I'll read is one of the idols that I wrote, which would be inspired by nature. It's called Nature's Sanctuary. Oh, the sweetness of this hallowed place. I must linger here, worship, embrace, to stretch my soul as the branches that teach, as in holy wonder they sway and reach. Invisible wind inhaled as living breath, a shimmering infusion into stillness and rest. Each leaf ecstatic wildly flutters, resonating a choir of deep fervent mutters. It is a dance of impulse intoned, choreographed by leans and throws. Strength from below secures their taut girth, while relentless they flex to sing out their verse. I'll do a sonnet that I wrote in February for Valentine's Day, so this was for my husband. It's called Fusion, which was a title that someone suggested, and it worked out just fine. I guess we have been weld together, two imperfect things combined. Deposit fully one into the other, a stronger alloy, though redefined. We are set in juxtaposition, relating the other's angled view. Our composition in opposition, a polar harmony heaven foreknew. Not for a moment would I retract the struggle of being forged. To all you are, I commit, attach. Let me your wounds and weights absorb. The process of two becoming one, heat, melting, permanence, and fusion. The free verse, it's called Enlightenment. Came in the night, as is a repeating verse. Anyhow, just read it. Enlightenment. Stars do not switch on and off. This thought comes in my night. Power swells from infinite space, indifferent to my life. A star blazes through all our day. This thought comes in my night, hid not from even sightless eyes, consistent and precise. The black universe is filled, this enlightenment in the night. No one stands in ignorance, flooded with unrelenting light. All right, and the last poem I'll do is The Siho. Which was neat because my husband Paul is a Korean, and his uncle is actually a very committed poet to this particular genre, so that was kind of neat to be able to look at these poems, and they are really neat. I looked on the internet, actually read a whole bunch, and there's a lot of really good ones out there. But this one was sort of inspired by just thinking about Easter and planting seeds and new life, things like that. It's called Soul Harvest. All of my life I've planted seeds. All of my life I've planted seeds. One day I'll be buried myself. Defiance, submission, faith, selfishness, repentance, love. A gardener has few surprises. You bring from the ground what you sow.